Smack 'em a gob, everybody. Hey, I'm in pain. I gotta go lay down. All right, just wanted to get on the Zoom for a second. And with me is
Oh yeah, yeah. I told the rock and roller. What's going on here, brother?
the Ayatollah of alcohol.
Yeah, that too.
Get it right, ex-Man of War fan.
Yep. That shit's done and gone.
Done and gone. How you doing, man?
Oh, fine. I'm currently a Motorhead fan. Big fan of Motorhead. Happy to be here. Sorry you're not feeling good though, man. This shit sucks.
Yeah, I got something called diverticulitis,
Oh
and it's
man,
it's very painful.
man. I was talking to my wife about this. My wife has a little bit of an obsession with you and your family. My wife actually she wanted to plan a trip to go and interview your parents, as a matter of fact, for her master's degree.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, at first she's like, "Oh, Ralph's kind of mean to you." I was like, "Nah, listen to the show, you'll get it." You know, and then she's like, "Oh, I like Ralph." I was like, "Yeah, Ralph's awesome." Uh, but then when I told her about what you were suffering with, she's like, "What is it called?" And she looked it up, and she goes, "He's probably got that from listening to The Elder." And I
Uh,
love that
no,
because normally I'm the comedian in the family, but
no. The
she came
doctor
up with a good joke.
You're wrong. The doctor told me you should have never got into the Black Crows. That's what happens.
Oh, see, I call bullshit. I call
Hey,
bullshit.
I'm in pain because I refuse to dislike the Black Crows. But that's why I got it from the Black Crows.
Well, let's see. I might have something that's going to help you out that is going to heal you right here, right now, like naturalistic medicine. No bullshit. Who's a better guitar player, Ace Frehley or Fast Eddie Clark?
Well, I will tell you this. Ace Frehley is more inventive, more influential. That part Ace has got him. But as far as pure energy let me put it this way: there's nobody better for Motorhead than Fast Eddie Clark. Now, we can talk about Wurzel and Phil Campbell and even Brian Robertson, which are all great. But you got to remember, after Eddie's gone, their music, a lot of people accuse Motorhead of sounding the same. I think they kind of changed without Fast Eddie Clark. Music wise, song wise, it's different. So, all the other guitar players are great, but when it comes to that classic Motorhead stuff from, Overkill all the way up to Iron Fist, nobody's better than Fast Eddie Clark. So I
Okay.
guess I guess what I'm trying to say, it's a tie. You
All
there?
right. Okay. Well, you failed that one. Who's a better drummer, Filthy Animal Taylor or Peter Chris?
Oh, come on, filthy animal.
Okay. Well, there you go. So you have a chance. You'll survive.
Hopefully, I hope so, because my goal in life is to have your shitty taste in music.
Nice.
I'm getting
Nice.
there with
Well,
the Black Crows, one step, baby steps, baby steps.
that's right. That's right. We got to keep you long enough to beat you down.
That's right. I
That's what we're
need to
doing.
lower my standards in music.
All right. Well, I am sorry to hear you're not feeling good, man. And what you have, dude, that totally fucking sucks. That sucks.
Will
But
will I see 2025? That's a big question. How much more agony and pain can one take in 1 year? You know?
well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see how much you can take. And probably if I had to guess, if I'm using, being analytical and being a doctor and everything, probably what's exasperating your condition is what happened last night in West Palm Beach. You think I'm right there?
Yeah, yeah. Well, West Palm Beach is about 2 hours away, so I didn't smell no fungus last night.
But oh my God, it was Among Us. Holy shit. The Best of All Worlds tour opened up in Florida.
Yep.
Holy moly. I called you. What was that? Yesterday we talked about that, or was that this morning?
It was this morning.
Yeah, this morning. You said, hey, you need to check this out. You need to check out this video of the new Sammy Hagar solo tour that he's calling the Van Halen tribute tour. You need to check him out doing Jump. And I was like, all right, all right. You say I got to do it, I got to do it. I mean, I already know I'm going to hate it, but let me check it out, Because you told me, you're like, fuck, as bad as Dave sounds, this shit's even worse. I'm like, okay, I got to see it. I got to see what's going on here. Checked it out, and holy shit, was that bad. But I had to ask myself, does Sammy really sound that bad? Or did he do it on purpose? Like, okay, it's a Dave song, so he's not gonna give it his all. He's not gonna give it this. He's gonna tiptoe through the fucking tulips, be a little bitch. Okay, it's a Dave song. We gotta play. No, he's that bad because the next song was what the fuck is that? How do I know when it's love or some shit like that?
Yeah.
It was just as horrible.
Yeah, I turned
It
it
was,
off by that point. I didn't see him do that one.
no, I had to fast forward because I had to see, like, was it on purpose, or is this as shitty as this guy is now? No, he is. I mean, it really is. I mean, it was like Joe Biden was up there on stage, and everybody know, hey, I'm the liberal guy and all this shit, but he sounded just as stupid and just as dumb as Joe. Like, how do I know when it's love? Jump. I got my ass against the record machine. Like no fucking feeling. No, I mean, fucking horrible. I'm dying laughing looking at the video. Jason Bonham's got his dad's pictures on the bass drums. Like, how is this a tribute to fucking Eddie Van Halen?
How is
And
how is Joe Satriani doing Satch Boogie a tribute
oh,
to anyone?
oh my God. And and don't get me started on what he did just on Jump alone was fucking horrible. But then you look at it, like, the name of this tour is The Best of All Worlds. There was no song from Van Halen 3. So if you're really like, oh, we're going to honor the entire legacy of Van Halen, where was the Gary Sharon songs? You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, not a fucking one. And there was only three Van Halen songs. Let's get honest. There was only three Van Halen songs. And I'm pretty sure I think Mike sang the other two. I don't know. I haven't seen the clips, but I saw some shit that people wrote. And the rest was like horrible Van Hagar bullshit and some Van Hagar solo. Like, yeah, he made sure he played Mas Tequila, you know. And there's only one way to rock, But it's like, this isn't a fucking Van Halen tribute, or even a Van Hagar tribute. This is a Sammy Hagar ego trip fucking thing. And man, if you look at the fucking people in the crowd, I love this shit because there were some photos posted like right before it started, and we're both familiar with this venue. I mean, to you and I both, I think it's Coral Sky is what we call it, in West Palm Beach. But very light attendance. And then if you look at the video, everybody's on their phone. But if you look closer, not only are they on their phone, but they're watching a whole nother concert.
They're watching the farewell Van Halen concert of 2015.
Exactly. They're not even watching this show. They're like, hey, let me catch up on 227.
No,
You
dude,
know?
I saw in the clips I saw, the crowds look boring, man. They look bored as hell.
Well, who's going to go to this shit? who is going to go to this? This is something, and it might be considered kind of stalkerish, in a way. But I always look like I post on Van Halen pages, and I always do my, anti Sammy, pro Dave shit. And I look, the people who fight back and like, get really upset about what I do. I'm like, okay, let me check out this page, this guy's page. Let me see what this guy is all about. Let me see if he fits the fucking profile. And it always fits the fucking profile. You know who likes Sammy Hagar? Lame white people. As you would say, like plaster, you know? Lame like white people who golf and like their other favorite band is Hootie and the Blowfish, and like, the lead singer from Hootie and the Blowfish is their black friend. It's just like really lame fucking people. Not rock and rollers, man. Not lifers like you and me, who still live this shit, who still love it, who still do all this shit. No, lame fucking motherfuckers who watch golf on ESPN 7. That's who goes to this shit. And it's just fucking ridiculous, man. But yeah, I mean, Hagar shit's like, wow, this is superior. It sounded fucking horrible. And like I said, I stuck through it because I was like, maybe this is just him trying to stick it to Dave. Like, okay, I'm going to play Jump, but I'm going to fuck it up. But, then he went into one of his signature songs. It was just as bad, dude. It was just as fucking bad, and like walking through the motions, it's like anybody who goes to this fucking show deserves in the back of the head. Kill these motherfuckers off. Like I said, don't hate the bands. Hate the fucking fans. Anybody who paid money to see this shit, I don't care if it's fucking Mark Daly, Al Horta, anybody who goes to see this shit, two in the back of the head to make sure that sperm doesn't reach another man's asshole. That's what I think.
Al Horta's a Hagar tard?
I think so.
Okay.
I love Al, and if I'm wrong, I apologize like crazy, but I think he likes this shit too.
Right.
But you know what I mean? It's like, kill these motherfuckers off. That's how you make the world a better place. You kill Sammy Hagar fans, and the world is instantly better. I mean, Sammy's going to die on his own, and that's what I'm saying. This guy is trying to do the best he can with the limited fucking horrible talent he has. He's small peanuts. The bigger problem are the other 30 motherfuckers who go, oh yeah, that's good. Kill them. Kill them. Shoot everybody in the fucking audience in the back of the fucking head. The world's a better place. That's what I think.
Yeah. You hear that, Mark Alvin Taylor?
Yeah. Do you want Mark Allen Taylor making another fucking kid?
You hear that? He wants you dead.
And let's talk about this. This is what's crazy, man. This is some fucking idiocrosity shit. That movie that Mike Judge made and shit. Mark Taylor, I don't know if you know this, his wife left him. His third wife left him. He already has another girlfriend.
Are you being serious?
I'm being dead serious. This guy.
She was cool.
Well, dude, it's all that's all he's posting about. The ink on the divorce isn't even dry. Mark Allen Taylor already has a new girlfriend he's bragging about. This guy, I gotta say, for a fucking Hagar fan, he gets a lot of pussy because this guy is never single. Here he is, ink's not even dry. The wife isn't even married to a real man yet. And he's on to the next one. And it just proves my theory. Chicks love gay guys.
Oh, Mark Alvin Taylor is gay?
He likes Sammy Hagar. Come on. Do you know
right.
a straight man that likes Sammy Hagar?
I forgot to put two and two together, Ian.
Okay, I mean, seriously. Do you know a straight, like a non-bitch man that likes Sammy Hagar?
Bushy.
I'm going to ask you this again. Do you know a straight man, non-bitch, that likes Sammy Hagar?
Damn, Ian, I forgot to put two and two together again. True. Nate is a faggot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Big
You
bushy
know,
face faggot. He gets throw fucked.
but I take there's some shit I can't understand. I can't understand how his daughter looks so much like him when it's obvious that his sperm did not create that child. You know, that there's another David Lee Roth fan out there that looks just like him that knocked up his wife. Maybe she's not a hua. Maybe it was an honest mistake. I don't know.
I still stand
I
by
don't
the
know.
fact that Bushy just wants to commit controversy by saying OU 812 is better than fair warning. I am convinced he doesn't think that. He just wants to get a reaction.
Yeah, well, it's no different than you saying Eric Adams is better than Ronnie James Dio.
No, no, no. That
It's
I know.
clickbait. It's clickbait.
No, but here's the thing. I don't act like Ronnie James Dio sucks. On the contrary, I would say Ronnie James Dio is the second best metal singer, where he says fair warning sucks.
Faggot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now that I think about it, Ian, I agree. I believe Big Bushy Face is a faggot, and he gets throat fucked by people that like fucking 70s pussy. You know, the big hairy bushes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's who fucks his mouth. Wow, I
Yeah.
never thought of that before, but now it all makes sense.
There
Bushy
you
is
go.
a faggot.
There you go. All right. Well, former Iron Maiden singers, or I should say one former and one current, Bruce Dickinson and Paul Diano have actually met for the first time.
Oh, Ian, I got to tell you this before you go into that story. Remember, we were supposed to get Paul Diano to do an interview?
That's not happening?
No, dude, he hit me up right when my dad died, and it
Oh.
wasn't a Zoom call. I had to talk to him on the phone, and he lives in some weird country. It would have cost a lot of money, man.
What?
Yeah, I think we're fucked with the Diano interview. I'll ask him again, but yeah, it was at that time, and I told him I can't do it, man.
Oh,
Yeah, I
man.
forgot to tell you that.
Well, what are you going to do?
We can get Bushy here. You know, we can do a
Fuck Bushy.
yeah. Let's get Bushy. We can do a show with a faggot.
Fuck that. We're going to get Bobby Gustafson here.
That might
Coming soon.
happen. That might happen.
That might happen.
Hey, Ian, tell everybody what Bobby Gustafson said about me.
He said he loves you.
Yeah, there you go. All you
Yeah.
fucks that don't like me. Bobby loves me, so who cares about you fucks that don't like me? Bobby
There you go.
Gustafson is a man, and you're a faggot. You're like Bushy.
Hey. I know there's two ways to rock, the pussy and the asshole, but both on a woman.
Yep.
Uh,
And
but no,
speaking of asshole, you know when Sammy Hagar fucked up the jump song last night, Michael Anthony got so mad at him, he said, "No butthole for you tonight."
oof,
Yep.
oof.
There's trouble in paradise.
Ugh. One can only hope. But yeah, I did talk to Bobby Gustafson. He did say he loves you, Ralph.
Yeah.
And he said he will come on the show, so we're hoping for that for a future episode.
Yep.
So,
The guy is so
man,
bad. The guy is so badass they had to get two guitar players to replace him.
that's right. I was looking forward to Paul. Hopefully, we can work that shit out. I don't know. I might pay for that, to talk to Paul Diano, but maybe not.
All right, I'll hit him up again, see if he can still arrange it.
All right. Yeah. What else is it gonna do? It's not like we're asking him to stand up. Just sit down and do the fucking interview.
Yeah,
All right.
Paul Diano's pulling the Eddie Murphy and Traded Places. Remember that scene where Eddie
Yeah.
Murphy had no legs?
You ever had sex with a man had no legs? Change your life.
I don't believe it. It's a miracle. I watched that movie last night. God, what a great movie.
Oh, I love it.
That
I
guy
love it.
that guy that they put in the gorilla suit, classic.
I love that shit.
That's the guy.
Still,
That's the guy from the shitty Breakfast Club movie.
yes, yes. I would say my second favorite Eddie Murphy movie. My first will always be 48 Hours, by far.
Oh man,
I
my second would be the first Beverly Hills Cop. Did you see the new one?
yes, I did.
I liked it.
It was okay.
I
It was
liked it.
okay.
The only problem I had with it was the daughter. The daughter shouldn't have been in the movie. But man, that pepper spray scene, that should crack me up. I don't usually
Yeah.
laugh out loud, but when he goes, "Hey, you don't have to use that much," that made me
Yeah.
laugh out loud.
Yeah, no, I thought don't get me wrong, it's worth watching. It's okay. It's definitely better than part 3. I
Yeah,
mean, that's a given. Is it better than part 2, which I'm not that crazy about? I don't know, but it's definitely no part 1. I thought Paul Reiser was great. Um,
you know,
Surge was terrible in it. They totally wasted that.
you know who was even worse than Serge? The chick that was with him.
Yeah. And I love that chick. I love that chick from fucking. She was on SNL.
Okay.
Nassim Pedron. Love that chick. But yeah, it was horrible. That whole scene was like, okay, you fucked this up.
And I didn't know that was Paul Reiser till afterwards. I watched like a review and they brought up Paul. I was like, that was Paul Reiser?
Yeah.
Paul Reiser, way back in the 80s, wore a wig.
Yeah.
You can tell, man. Like in the Alien movie, that shit's a wig. And he was a young guy.
Okay.
He was a young guy.
I'll have to go back and look. But yeah,
Oh,
I
I
mean,
enjoyed it. I enjoyed Beverly, and it's probably the first movie I ever seen on Netflix that's a Netflix movie that I enjoyed.
well, good. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, I thought it was all right. Better than what I hoped for, but not as good as it could have been. And they're already talking about doing a part 5. So, like my favorite part was the very end. When you get fucking Foley, Taggett and fucking Taggett.
Rosewood.
Yeah, Rosewood in the back of the car. Like that's what you want is the three of those guys together. Which there wasn't enough Taggett. You know, it wasn't bad. I'll give it that. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. You know what it was like? Uh, how do I explain it to fucking people who listen to this show? It was animalized, you know, but it wasn't fucking rock and roll over. There you go.
Right on.
Fucking kiss darts.
And the reason I brought that up because Beverly Hills Cop is my second favorite Eddie Murphy movie after 48 Hours.
Yeah.
My nephew,
Okay.
my nephew never seen 48 Hours. He saw the DVD. He's like, "What's this?" I go, "Dude, take it home. You need to watch this shit." 48 Hours is a fucking masterpiece of a movie. Second,
Jack, tell me a bedtime story. Fuck you. That's my favorite.
that's my favorite. A dick gets hard when the wind blows.
that is, I mean, hey, there's something we agree upon, man. 48 hours, dude. You don't beat that shit,
No,
man.
you can't beat it. But my favorite line in any Eddie Murphy movie is the "Hey man, can't put a banana in the tailpipe. You got to top." And the guy goes, "Yeah, you can't put a." He's like, "You can't put a banana in the tailpipe."
I'm not gonna fall for no banana tailpipe. Get use more bass, brother.
That's my favorite scene in any Eddie Murphy movie. That little scene cracks me up. It still
Oh,
makes me laugh.
love that shit.
Hell yeah.
All right, well, Stephen Pearcy, he ain't slowing down, man. He ain't stopping at celebrating out in the cellar. Next year, he is going to do the anniversary, the 40th anniversary. God damn, this shit makes me feel fucking old. Of Invasion of Your Privacy. And I gotta say, man, I watched video of him doing like, Out of the Cellar in its entirety. Wasn't bad.
My friend, I couldn't go because of my situation, but
Hmm.
it came down here, and my friend went, and he said Steven was awesome. The band, not so much, but Steven
Yeah.
sang really good, and he kicked ass.
Nice. Well, I mean, that's good to hear. And hey, I'll give him all the credit in the world. He's touring as Stephen Pearcy. He's not calling it Rat. He's not doing this. He's like, hey, I'm gonna sing this shit. And God damn, this motherfucker's almost 70. God damn, does that make me feel fucking old and fucking awkward. But I mean, he's out there doing it, and he sounded better than he has in a lot of years. And from everything I've seen, it's not like he's, uh, lip syncing or pulling the Kiss bullshit. He's just maybe trying harder. I don't know. I don't
He's
know,
got-
but the
he-
the footage that I saw from the whiskey where he did Out of the Cellar, I was like, not bad, man, not bad at all compared to a lot of shit. And I've seen Stephen Pearcy live, and I've seen him good, I've seen him bad. Wasn't I would love to go see this motherfucker sing Invasion of Privacy, but how shit goes here in Seattle. He'll probably be here on a fucking Wednesday. But I'm all for it, man. Invasion of Privacy. Fucking A. Go do it. All right. What else we got here? Uh, let's see. Anything worth a shit? Oh my god. Oh my god. This is some of the worst shit I've ever seen in my life. And you've probably never seen this, Ralph. But there is an Italian power metal band called Wind Rose. Are you familiar with them?
nope.
Okay. Well, they put out a new album and a new song called Troll Slayer. And this is some power metal shit. And it just reaffirmed every fucking prejudice I have against power metal and Man of War and shit that spawned out of Man of War. Holy fuck. I implore everybody who watches this episode, check it out. Wind Rose Troll Slayer. This is why y'all motherfuckers ain't getting laid. And you're like trying to assassinate people. Songs like this. This is horrible. Power metal kills people. Okay? True story. You listen to this shit, you will never fuck a woman. You will get angry and you will shoot at people and you'll probably get killed.
I like
Stop this shit.
I like earlier power metal, but yeah, later power metal is fucking horrible.
Dude, I'm telling you. You need to check this shit out and get back to me. Send me a private message. Wind Rose Troll Slayer.
The the, the,
This is
the, the name of the band itself sucks.
Oh yeah, no, it's fucking and the lead singer's like 300 pounds and he's got all this fucking Lord of the Rings shit on. You're not gonna fuck a girl with that shit on, okay? You're not gonna fuck a girl with that shit. You got a better chance of getting laid at a Renaissance fair going to see Richie Blackmore than fucking listening to this shit in front of people. It's fucking horrible. It's fucking horrible. And it's not good. It's not good for mankind. It's fucking terrible.
Hey, but
Here's some funny shit.
that singer does love chicks. Okay, he's
Yeah.
he's a big fan of Little Debbie.
Yeah, yeah, he doesn't love chicks, he loves peeps. The little fucking sugary fucking chickens you get at Easter. Uh this is pretty funny. Rich Ward said Chris Jericho is one of the greatest frontmen that's ever lived in rock and roll.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Hey man, the guy writes his checks. What do you expect?
Yeah, that's what the fuck was the name of the band that Rich Ward was in before that? Stuck Mojo.
Stuck Mojo.
Horrible.
I saw Stuck Mojo.
And
I'm ashamed that I saw him.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I saw a fucking Fozzy on their first tour. If you watch the MTV special, I'm in there twice. They interviewed me in line and they got me on video stage diving. It was funny when they were a cover band, you know. It was. It was funny. It was passable. Hey, it's karaoke. It's blah blah blah. Trying to do their own songs. I mean, get the fuck out of here. It's fucking terrible.
Yeah,
It's
well, I
fucking
made a
terrible.
mistake buying that first Fozzy album, and I just thought it was terrible. Riding on the Wind,
Yeah.
it was
I,
horrible.
I, I didn't even buy it. And I'm in the fucking video. Like I might as well be part of the band. I'm probably like the third most famous person in that band because of this podcast. And I didn't buy that shit, you know. But it was a fun show. Chris Jericho. Jesus Christ, you suck.
Yep,
All right. Ian Pace says Simon McBride has brought a more riffy approach to Deep Purple songwriting. There's been 3 songs so far released from the new Deep Purple album. Ralph, have you heard all 3?
dude, Lazy Sod is God. That
Yeah?
song, Lazy Sod, oh my God, how awesome is that song?
That one didn't grab me as much. I
Oh, that
really
was my
like.
favorite of the three.
Oh, really? I really liked the first one. What was that? Like the portable door?
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, I liked it too. I liked all
I,
3 songs, but man, to me, Lazy Sod's the shit.
I liked it. Lazy Side's the third one. There was one after that that I can't remember. Um, I don't know. I mean, it's something I'm gonna have to listen to this album as a whole. I really liked the Portable Door song. The second song I was kind of like, and I need to re-listen to Lazy Sod. I believe that's the last one because I think like I hated the second song so much it kind of like rolled over to what I thought about Lazy Sod. I need to check it out, but I'll tell you what, I don't know about like studio, but the live footage that I've seen with Simon McBride, way better than Steve Morris. And don't get it twisted. Let's shit the bed. Um, Steve Morris is fucking amazing. But the great thing about Simon McBride is you have somebody coming in that has no backstory, has no ego. Uh, he's just coming in and he's going to play the songs like they're supposed to be played because he doesn't have this backstory of I'm this, so I'm going to add that. No, he just does it justice. And I love that. But, the proof in the pudding, what does he do with the new stuff? Um, I really like the Portable Doors song. I think Ian sounds a little weak. Not bad, but a little weak, but understandable. I mean, the motherfucker's probably like fucking almost 80 years old. So it's not like there's no children in time shit here, but he sounds good. Uh, but I don't know. This is an album I'm very interested in. Like, let's get it. Let's listen to it from start to finish and let's see how it sounds. Because there are some fucking Steve Morris albums that I love, and there's some that I'm kind of like,
I
you
liked that.
know,
I liked every album Steve Morris did.
yeah.
The
I
only,
tell
the
you,
only album I have a problem with is House of Blue Light.
yeah,
That was disappointing after Perfect Strangers.
yeah, but I don't know. I think both of those albums are fucking half baked.
Nah,
There's like there's songs that I love on those. Like, don't get me wrong, like fucking, the title track and
Gypsy's Kiss, man.
I don't like that one.
Knocking on your back door, under the
Yeah, Knock It On Your Back Door is awesome.
somebody's
Perfect Strangers is
home.
awesome. But like I love Call of the Wild and I love
I hate that song. I love Bad Attitude. That's a great song.
Bad Attitude's my favorite. I'll take Bad Attitude over anything on the other
You
albums.
know what? I'd have to agree with you. I think it's better than anything on Perfect Strangers,
Yeah.
but I love Perfect Strangers.
Yeah. But I mean shit like Mitzi Dupree, I mean that shit's fucking horrible. you know. And I mean, I know you like God, what's that horrible album with the fucking dragon on it?
Oh, Battle Rages On.
Yeah, I hate that fucking album.
I love that album.
I almost went to see that tour and I didn't go because I bought the album at a used record store and I thought it sucked so bad I didn't go. But I wish, in hindsight, like I didn't know Richie Blackmore was going to leave. Like that was my last, and that concert was so poorly attended. Like I could have bought whatever tickets and got up front because nobody gave a fuck. In 1993 or 92 or whatever about Deep Purple. Um, but yeah, that album sucks so much I didn't buy a ticket. And I won't see Richie Blackmore. And now I could give two fucks less because Richie Blackmore, you know, to me, he's like Ace Frehley level talent anyway. I know that's gonna piss everybody off, but
Doesn't piss
uh,
me off. It makes me giggle how retarded you are.
well, no, but I'm compared to Tony Iommi and
Oh,
okay,
oh, I
okay,
like.
I'm gonna give you a list. To-
Technically, Blackmore's better than Iommi.
Not to my ears, not
I'm
to my
just
ears.
saying. I'm talking technically. Technically, you can't argue that, dude. I mean, who was doing sweeps before Richie Blackmore? I mean, the guy's a monster guitar player. Okay, he's now and a
Yeah,
little.
but what he chooses to play. I'm not talking about ability. I'm talking about like to my ears. Okay,
No,
like
no, no, no. I understand you perfectly. Like I would put Ace Frehley's playing over Fast Eddie Clark in some aspects. I get it. It speaks to
right,
your soul. So
right,
other guitar players speak to your soul more than Blackmore does. I have no problem
yeah,
with you disliking Blackmore. I
yeah,
just say that guy to me is a top five guitar player of all time.
yeah. And I wouldn't say dislike because I mean there's plenty of stuff of his that I like. Um, but I mean I'd take Jimmy Page. I'll take Iommi. You know, so many other guitar players I'll take over him. I don't like classical fucking shit. I don't.
Yeah,
I,
there
I
there's where we differ.
Yeah, I like what's that fucking Apocalypse Now like dun 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 dun
Yeah, that's
dun. Dun.
Flight of the Valkyries from
Yeah,
Richard Wagner,
Wagner. I like Wagner.
my favorite my
Shit's
favorite classical composer.
yeah, that shit's angry, just like German language. That's what I love about German language, versus like French, which sounds like baby talk, like a bunch of pussies, like "Nyeh, nyeh, 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 nyeh." German is some angry shit. Like whatever you say, you mean. I feel the same about their music, like even classical. Like, yeah, okay, I bang my head to that shit. I get it, you know. Uh, but no, but as a guitar player, he sounds French. I don't know. Fucking horrible shit. But anyway, so we'll see. We'll see what the new Deep Purple sounds like. But it will be one that when I get it, I will listen to it all the way through. Like even the last couple of Steve Morris, I love that. What was that Vincent Price song? Was awesome.
That's a great album. Now what?
Yeah, love that song. And then like I got like a couple songs deep into it. I'm like, and I lost interest. I'm like, mm. So we'll see. Blackie Lawless is lying through his teeth, and he says new music has to be better than the classic songs.
He's not. Why? How is that lying?
It's lying because this motherfucker hasn't made anything better since fucking Headless Children.
Okay, you make a good point. I was about to say, for him to say the new music's got to be better than the classics, it's him hope. Sounds like he's being hopeful. But
Yeah,
if he thinks the Crimson Idol is better than the shit before it, he is sadly confused.
right. Well, he's saying he thinks the best he did was that Gothica or Goglaga or whatever the fuck it's called.
That album's way too mellow. Good guitar solos, but it's way too mellow.
No, but you want to talk about a motherfucker stuck on repeat, man. Have you heard an original fucking W.A.S.P song after Headless Children? It all sounds the same. Like
Dude,
everything is.
there are songs that are literally I Want to Be Somebody and Wild Child and Love Machine redone.
Oh
Literally,
yeah.
literally,
Oh
it's the
yeah.
same damn song, but he just added different lyrics.
And I love, and this is something I think I might have talked about in the last episode. I think I'm gonna go see this new W.A.S.P tour if it happens, where he's playing the first album all the way through. Supposedly, this what I don't want this fucking medley fucking shit. I want the songs in their fucking entirety. But anyway, my son wants to go, so I'm like, okay, I'll go. I'll go see this shit. I hope you get to see a real W.A.S.P show. I was so disappointed, like when Blackie said, like, oh, this last tour he did, with the circus fucking crap. He's like, oh, it's gonna be like the first fucking tour and all this shit. None of that shit. Oh, you put up. It looks like a fucking 1920s circus. Where is the naked bitch on the rack? Where is the throwing out the fucking meat? Where is fucking Randy Piper and Chris Holmes? You know,
And Tony
Tip,
Richards, man.
yeah.
Don't forget Tony
I
Richards.
mean, Tony Richards, don't get me wrong. All respect to Tony Richards. Tony Richards, you could change out with Stephen Riley. I could give two fucks. But you need Randy Piper. Blackie Lawless deserves to be on fucking bass. Know your fucking place.
He was a damn good bass player too.
Yeah, he
And
deserves to be on it. And I was thinking that
on
videos of the
guitar,
Raw where it's like bass playing is a tube for the ignorance, and I'm like
but
that's kind of funny because your favorite band is the fucking who has John Entwistle, one of the greatest bass players of all time, and you insult it by saying, it's a tube for the ignorant. It's like
and
get the fuck out of here.
Blackie sucks on guitar. He doesn't solo.
Well, not only that, but he does the same thing over and over again. Randy Piper and Chris Holmes brought something to that band. They were two different guitar players that had a great sound that came together, and you hear that on the first two albums. And then you hear W.A.S.P get diluted as much as I love, Inside the Electric Circus and fucking Headless Children. You see, it just gets more like a basic bitch kind of shit, and him trying to rewrite the fucking Who over and over again. And piss poor, I might add at that. You know, fucking Crimson Idol, get the fuck out of here with
Hey,
that
the real
fucking
me is a
pussy
cool
shit.
cover.
It is, but it's still a fucking cover, you know?
But he did a good job.
Hmm. What would you rather hear? I'd rather hear the fucking Who, I'll tell you that much.
The Who does a better version. I'm just saying he does a good cover.
Yeah.
I like pretty much every cover he's done. Blackie Lawless. Yeah, there are exceptions. There's a couple crappy ones. Like I don't give a fuck who does Mississippi Queen. Fuck that song. That
See,
song
I don't get your hatred for that song. I love that
I
shit.
hate that song and I hate Born to Be Wild. I hate those fucking songs.
All right, I'll give you Born to Be Wild. I used to like it when I was a kid, but man, I don't like it now. I guess I'm a sellout.
Well,
Um,
that's your thing, dude. You like stuff and then you don't like it.
yeah. Uh, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to hear that shit. Uh, let's see. John Bon Jovi mourns the death of his mother. She killed herself after the last album sold 5 copies.
Yeah, you heard about that? The
Yeah.
the Bon Jovi album charted the first week, and on the second week, it was completely off the charts.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's great though. That shit is deserved. Did you hear that fucking? Did you hear the? I not opening track, but did you hear the first single from that Bon Jovi album?
Yeah.
It's fucking horrible.
Well, what do you expect?
Well, no, not only, but what's surprising is this
Oh,
motherfucker should
oh.
have died when Tough died. When Hurricane Alice died, this guy should have died. because he's been putting out horrible fucking music for years. Horrible shit that anybody could have written. There's nothing he like. The only thing he ever said that I agreed with is like he went off on this rant about Axl Rose, and he's like, "Fuck Guns N' Roses. They put out one fucking album, you know, and they get all this, you know, their cock sucked and all this shit." And I'm like, "Yeah, I agree with you, John, but the same with you, you know."
Yeah,
What the
but at
fuck is
least
this
Guns N'
guy
Roses
done?
made one good album. He can't say that.
Yeah, no, you know, and then they did this whole like, I'm gonna cut my hair, I'm gonna change genres of music, I'm gonna put out a country album, I'm gonna do all this shit, and I love it because he's been putting out all this bullshit. Like, he's trying to downplay this shit about Richie Sambora coming back. Like, oh, it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. Uh, yeah, I agree with you, John. It doesn't matter because Richie Sambora can't save your ass because you write fucking pussy fucking music. But I mean, now you need Richie Sambora more than ever. Because I think that's the only way he could interest anybody into coming. I love these funny fucking interviews he did with Michael Strahan. Like, Michael Strahan, this gab toothed brother, is a fucking huge Bon Jovi fan. Get the fuck out of here with this shit.
I don't
Well,
know
nobody
who
like
that is.
no Bon Jovi except lame ass white people. The same people who like Bon Jovi are the same people that are going to see fucking the Best of All Worlds tour. And that's a fact. Lame ass white people. Lame ass white people who like to golf. You know? Fucking bitches. Speaking of bitches, Skid Row. Skid Row says they got a couple guys on their radar that they're going to audition. Do you think they're auditioning some name guys, or do you think it's unknowns?
I I'm pretty sure it's probably unknowns.
I would agree. I would agree because you get an unknown, you don't have to pay him nothing. You
Yeah,
know, that's the beauty of it. I think like, you know, I think the way this shit's split up is like the majority of the money goes to Rachel Bolin and Snake. I think Scotty Hill gets a little bit, but not like Snake and Rachel get. And then, like, you know, get a fucking drummer nobody cares about and a singer nobody cares about. You give them motherfucker $5. You're playing the same fucking bowling alleys. You're putting out fucking EPs that nobody's fucking buying.
they're
You
playing
know
the same venue Sebastian Bach's playing.
what's that?
They're playing the same venue Sebastian Bach plays.
Oh, I think Sebastian Bach plays much better venues than them.
No, no, nope, nope, nope. Well, not in South Florida. They play the same exact venues.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ah, interesting.
Well, actually, the last time Sebastian Bach played here was the Culture Room, and the last time Skid Row played here was Revolution, and Revolution is maybe double the size of
Ah.
and that place was packed. It might have had to do with Buck Cherry was also on the bill, but still,
Oh, that they're crazy, bitch.
yeah, I stayed outside. I didn't even watch them. I waited till they were done.
Uh, Fuck them both. Fuck. They're about. I give a fucking much as about them as fucking Hurricane Alice.
I love Skid Row, man.
Okay.
I love them
Good
more
luck to
without
you.
Sebastian.
Good luck to you.
Eric was their best singer, period.
Well, here's the thing. Kiss has surpassed 1 billion streams on Spotify for I Was Made for Loving You. So obviously, that's the best Kiss song of all time. What do
Yeah,
you think?
yeah, it is the best Kiss song of all time. Sure. Fuck Black Diamond.
Fucking Kiss. Kiss fucking sucks. Sammy Hagar says we reached out to Alex Van Halen a dozen times about taking part of the Best of All Worlds tour.
Yeah,
I love Alex. I love Alex Van Halen. At least he knows, like, hey, that was horrible. I'm done.
I did a news segment on it, You know what? I don't believe Sammy. Well, of course. I mean, what's the? I don't believe he's been trying to reach out to Alex that much. I just don't believe it for a second. 5 years, and Alex will not return calls. I mean, come on. Any person that would try maybe three times max would stop, would give up. He doesn't, man. And you know what it is to be. Oh, by the way, Ian, I don't know if this is true or not, but
Yeah.
somebody left me a comment on that news segment on Sammy saying, I just had dinner with Alex Van Halen and his wife. And I showed him the video and he couldn't stop laughing. I hope that's a true story, man.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. It makes sense that Sammy would have laughed. I mean, that Alex would have laughed.
Yeah. No, I do. It's fucking horrible. Like I said earlier in the show, you're calling it best of all worlds, but it's like, 95% Sammy songs, three Dave songs, no Gary Sharon songs. If you're like all worlds, shouldn't it be everything? Get the fuck out. He knows, like, what's the only draw he has? What's keeping him from playing the fucking Strawberry Festival in the county fair? Is trying to build this as some kind of Van Halen shit, And again, the people are like, oh, he still sounds great. He can sing great. Watch those fucking videos and be honest with yourself. I mean, you and I are Dave Nutswingers to a T, and we can both agree Dave ain't got it no more. Dave's done, man. It's ship done, fucking sailed. Same thing with fucking Sammy Hagar. The only difference is, at least at one point, Dave had something. Sammy's never had anything. He has always been a lame ass white dude. Lame.
Yeah,
Lame.
again, I got a fight with a Hagar Tard, and it's always typical what they always say. Well, Dave can't sing no more. Dave, dude, you know what it is? It's like, dude, why don't you judge Dave when Dave was Dave? You can't. You have to bring up he can't sing no more to discount him, but you can't discount classic Van Halen. You just can't. But they
Yeah.
try to do it. It's like, so Dave's voice sucks today equals that it sucked back then? No, it equals that. And then this idiot, somebody else had a fight with him.
Mhm.
This idiot writes, well, Sammy's old. What do you expect? It's like, well, Dave's old too, idiot.
Yeah.
When Sammy's old, it's okay. When Dave's old, it's not. Fuck you. Fuck Hagar
Yeah.
Tards are the worst. They're the worst.
They, they deserve two in the back of the fucking head.
You hear that, Mark Alden Taylor? Ian wants.
Two in the back of the fucking head.
I like Mark
And
Alden Taylor. Why are you doing that, Ian?
and you know who else deserves it? They're fucking kids. Two in the back of the fucking head. Don't do this fucking bullshit graze the ear shit. Two in the back of the fucking head. Bam bam. I'm just saying.
You know me, man. I hate bands, not fans, but when it comes to the Sammy Hagar thing, I ain't gonna argue.
Yeah. All right. You know what was awesome though? You know what was fucking killer?
Why?
Was the Gene Simmons band covering House of Pain
Yeah, they
at
did
the
the
Rock.
original version.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, that shit sounded great. I mean, let's not get it twisted here and shit the bed. Uh, Gene was the least involved member of that song, but holy fuck, the rest of the band he had with him, they played it to a T. The original version of House of Pain. Amazing. Did you see it?
Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Fucking A. Awesome. All right. What
You
else is
finally got
going
one
on
right,
here?
Ian. It was good.
Hey, there you go. Let's see what's going on. Oh, this cracked me up. And I think you made a video about this, but I hadn't seen it yet. Neil Sean talks about mending fences with Jonathan Cain. We just decided the music is the music. Uh, that is like total horseshit for like I can't afford to pay him off. You know?
No, and also, look, Ian, I brought this up because I had a new segment about that too. Can you imagine? And I really like these albums that Neil Sean did with Jan Hammer back in the
Yeah.
early 80s. I think those are great albums. If those albums would have went multi-platinum, do you think for one second he would bother with Journey? Journey
Oh
is a
yeah.
paycheck. He will not do his solo stuff because he knows he's going to have to downgrade to clubs or small theaters. It ain't about the music. It's about the money. You know, who you bullshit.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's been said multiple times that Neil Sean has this horrible wife right now who just like chews through his fucking money. So that was. I mean, there's some issues that Jonathan Cain had that as much as I can't stand Jonathan Cain, I'm I'm sympathetic to because he's like, oh, hey, all these charges are coming up on our Journey like collective credit card that are buying shit for his new wife, and it's the same lame old fucking shit. You got a guy 70 years old has a fucking 28-year-old fucking wife who loves him, um, and he's spending all this money. It's like, god damn. But at the same time, fucking cut her credit card up, kick his ass out, get Greg Raleigh back, then mend your shit with fucking Stephen fucking Perry, and make the universe right. But that shit ain't happening.
What a shitty ass plastic surgeon Neil Sean got too, right?
I've seen worse. I've
Yeah,
seen
but
worse,
it's
but yeah, it
bad.
ain't
It's
good.
still bad. You know who's worse? Sharon Osbourne. Oh boy.
Oh God.
You talk about a bitch that deserves a bad plastic surgeon. I can't
Oh
think
yeah.
of nobody worse than Sharon Osbourne.
And the scary thing is, she's still gonna outlive Ozzy, and that's just terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, that her face looked like a fucking melted fucking candle.
Yeah. It looks horrible. Like what was that line Roddy Piper said in They Live when you formaldehyde face or something like that?
Yeah.
That's what she looks like.
Oh. A sad passing. Legendary Russian Queensryche producer Peter Collins is dead at 73.
We talked about
Uh,
this on the last episode, Ian.
oh yeah, he got shot by a guy who listened to Power Windows. Okay, well there you go. All right, well let me take a piss and we'll get into the album we're going to talk about.
Right on. I'll just keep talking so I don't have to edit this shit.
All right, I'll be right back.
Oh, everybody, I'm here laying down with my little doggy. Well, it's my nephew's dog. His name is Kiddo. And it's the cutest fucking dog. It just doesn't want to leave my side. It needs to be touching me at all. Like, I can't put him away from me, not even a foot. It's got to come up and make some kind of body contact. Right now, it's laying on me sleeping. And it's the cutest fucking dog ever, man. And with all my bullshit, my whole life is, my life sucks. I mean, come on, I ain't gonna bullshit myself. This little fucker, at least, like, makes me feel good, and I applaud little kiddo for that because it's a good doggy. It's cute as fuck, and yeah. So I'm laying down here with him. I'm sorry I can't be on camera this week, guys, because I'm in pain. Sitting down brings me pain. Laying down, I still feel pain, but not as bad. So it's a little more tolerable, but and by the way, that picture of me that you're looking at now, that's my rock and roll album that I had the whole band sign on the 1916 tour at the Button South, where I met Lemmy, and he couldn't have been cooler. And Wurzel hurt me, man. He shook my hand so hard it hurt. Filthy was awesome. So there you go. Ian's back.
Hello.
Hi.
Alrighty. Well, we ready to get in the album?
Sure. Just a quick shout out. Charlie Hill rules.
Oh, Charlie Hill rules. And so does Daniela Hill. God damn it, I love
Daniela
those two.
Hill and Josh Carlson.
And I don't know if I ever mentioned this in the last episode. I was kind of jelly and bitching about like how all these listeners send you these amazing packages and stuff, and I don't get anything. But that's not true because Charlie and Daniela are the only listeners who have sent me amazing packages, and they've sent me Cheap Trick fucking vinyls and shit, and saw them on their fucking on their honeymoon, and gave me amazing like Rush license plate and all this shit. So those two love me. It's the rest of you two that don't love me as much as Ralph.
Yeah.
So I
And
love those guys.
he sent me a text the other day. He went to Orlando to see Cheap Trick open for Journey and Def Leppard. And when he sent me that text, he said in the text, "Yeah, I'm driving home now." And it was kind of early. I was like, it sounds like he just saw Cheap Trick and left,
Really?
which is a smart
Oh,
thing.
I forgot to tell you. Oh shit, my mic. I forgot to tell you about this shit. I saw some footage from the first whoever Death Leopard's out there with now. Probably like fucking
Journey.
yeah, whatever, fucking horrible shit. But anyway, so I saw the set list. It wasn't that bad. It was. I mean, don't get it twisted. Let's shit the bed here. Um, there was some horrible fucking hysteria shit, but Coming Under Fire, I think, was on there.
Yeah, that's a song never played live, but dude, they did it on some pro shot show. It was horrible. The band played it well, but Joe Elliott sounds horrible.
Really? I saw, maybe it's not from the same show or whatever, but I looked it up and I was like, fuck. Okay, I would go to that if you're playing that.
Yeah,
Whatever one,
that's
whatever one I saw, I was okay with, and I was like, fuck yeah, I would go see that. I mean,
that's
yeah, the majority of the list, I'm like, oh fuck, but
that
god damn,
Coming Under Fire is my favorite song off Pyromania.
love it,
And it's
love it.
weird how they never played it live till now.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Love Charlie, love Daniela. Those are some two amazing motherfuckers. All right, well, let's go into the album that I picked out this week, man, because I like fucking snapping, dude. Talking about some fucking shitty fucking Man of War, fucking faggot crap, fucking fucking a goddamn Thin Lizzy album. I think is just as bad as fucking Chinatown. You know, Bobby Gustafson couldn't make it, so I'm like, God damn it, I need to do something that I love. And you were like all for it. So here we go. We're
Yeah, but
talking about
it's super
the
weird that you asked for the sound because tomorrow
right.
on my channel I review rock and roll, which I did like a month or so ago, and I'm airing it tomorrow. And then you asked me, I was like, damn, I'm putting up my review tomorrow. But yeah, fuck it, let's do it. I love this album.
So was this picked out by a listener, or you
Oh
decided to do it? What
no, I
happened?
decided to do that myself.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
because I know we have a difference in opinion on this album, but wow, that's just the
No,
cosmos
no, yeah,
talking.
we have. I think our difference is I like Orgasmatron more. I think that's it. But I still love rock and roll. I think this is a great album.
Yeah.
I saw the tour
Wow. Okay. All right.
opening,
Well,
opening for Slayer. Check out this show. Slayer, fucking South of Heaven, Motorhead, rock and roll, and opening Overkill Under the Influence.
oh wow.
Yeah,
That's a fucking show.
that was a show.
Well, I'll get into this. We talk about her background and shit and everything. This was my first Motorhead album. Um, and it's kind of weird because it breaks You know, you make fun of me so much, and rightfully so. There's sometimes like you bust my balls and like, yeah, I deserve this shit. You know, when I talk about how like, okay, this band wasn't on a major label and all this shit, so I'm like, I'm not gonna check them out. These guys were on, what was it, GWR or whatever, some fucking never heard of this shit. But I saw them on Headbangers Ball. I saw the video for Eat the Rich for whatever reason, and it was much heavier than what I listened to. Now, in 1987, okay, I'm already into Metallica. I'm into Anthrax. Didn't like Slayer on the initial listening. Megadeth, yeah, okay. I had not rest in peace. Peace House. Uh, but I wasn't as much into like the heavier shit. You know, I was much more into like the pussy, like Kiss, Cinderella, Poison, shit like that. This was definitely out of my wheelhouse. But I distinctly remember I lived in Bloomington, Illinois at the time. Saw this on the Headbangers Ball, and it just stuck. I was like, I gotta have this. I got it. And the funny thing is, like, Eat the Rich isn't even like my favorite song on the album, but there's something about it that I was just like, gotta check this out. Went, got it on cassette, and I loved it. But then the weirdest thing is, like, I didn't immediately, like, go back and check out their back catalog. I mean, of course, through watching Headbangers Ball, I knew Ace of Spades. Um, I don't think I got another Motorhead album till probably 92. Christmas of 92, my wife bought me Ace of Spades. Um, but I didn't become like full like Motorhead until Everything Louder Than Everybody Else. I think that's like 96, 97, whatever. The live album that came out after Snakebite Love. That's when I was like, everything lined up. And I was like, oh, this is the fucking band for me. This is why, half my fucking arm is this fucking Motorhead tattoo. You know, um, but there's just something about this. I love it, and then to know that it's not fondly looked upon by fans, not fondly looked upon about from the band. I don't get it. I don't get it. And there's a lot of shit that I like from back in that era that I'm like, okay, timeline's everything. One of the greatest things you ever said on this show. One of the most truest things you ever said about timeline. Uh, I get it, but I go back and I listen now. Like I listen to this and I listen to Orgasmatron, and I think this is way more stronger than Orgasmatron. But more people gravitate towards that one. Maybe that's part of the backlash from fucking Another Perfect Day. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, song for song, I think this one easily wins, but I'm in the minority. Not only to the fans, but from the band. They don't finally look upon it. But this one just fucking right away, I was like, fuck yeah, I love this shit. But again, the weird thing is, it wasn't enough to where I went out and bought No Sleep to what was the live album after this? No Sleep Till
No Sleep Till Hammersmith, which, by the way, Ian
Hammer.
Wadley, after decades of me calling No Sleep Till Hammersmith my favorite Motorhead album, Ian Wadley educated me by letting me know it was not recorded in Hammersmith.
No Sleep to Hammersmith was early '80s. They did it. Oh, No Sleep at All was the
Oh,
live
yeah.
album for.
That's the one
Yeah,
with you, just because you got the power.
yeah. No Sleep at All was the one after this, and then they went in 1916, which a lot of people. I I put 1916 in definitely the bottom tier of. I put it right there with what's the other fucking
March or
Motorhead.
Die is the worst.
Yeah, but March or Die or 1916. I put 1916 above March or Die, but not by a lot. But I love, like, I'm So Bad Baby I Don't Care, and I mean there's some other good songs. I hate the production on that album. I hate the sound of it. I love the rawness of this one, even though Motorhead, has come out and said they don't like the production on this one. I think it sounds more Motorhead to me than Orgasmatron. But nah, this is one just sticks out, and I'll get into it when we talk about the first track. I mean, there's another issue that I've talked about when we did our Lemmy tribute about why this is so special for me. But yeah, it's hard to say. Like, is it all fucking time frame? Is it all that shit, or is this album that great? I don't know. I just know I fucking love this shit. I fucking love this shit. So, um, Ralph, how did you first hear this one? Did it make an impression on you on the first listen? What's up?
Yeah, I mean, I was following Motorhead since I bought no. Well, I mean, I've told the story a million times, but
Right.
I'll tell it a million and one. Motorhead opened for Blois Call and Hart at the Miami Baseball Stadium. And the week before the show, they kept giving a commercial for the Ace of Spades album. They're playing this Saturday at, Motorhead. And they played like a 5-10 second clip of the song Ace of Spades. And I told my buddies, we got to get there early. This band sounds heavy. And I couldn't find Ace of Spades anywhere after that show because they blew my mind. But I did find No Sleep Till Hammersmith at Ricky's Records, not known for a metal store, but they had it. I bought it and I fell in love. That to me, that's still the greatest Motorhead album. But ever since that, there hasn't been a Motorhead album that was released that I wasn't right there to get it when it was brand new. So yeah, Rock and Roll was just another Motorhead album that came out that literally blew my mind. Motorhead until 1916 didn't let me down, man. They were fucking awesome. All these albums were awesome. And then, Bastards On were great albums. And I gotta say, 1916 does have one of my favorite Motorhead songs, and that's No Voices in the Sky. I
Great
fucking
song.
love that song.
Great song.
But yeah, I mean, rock and roll, I can't tell you, specifically, oh my God, this is amazing. No, it was like, goddamn, another killer Motorhead album. That was my impression of it.
Awesome. Well, why don't you take the opening track, the title track, Rock and Roll?
The title track, Rock and Roll, is basically lyric wise, it's about Lemmy's lifestyle. Because, he saw himself as a rock and roll band and the music's awesome. I like the fast tempo, the drumming. The band is on point. Rock and Roll is a great opening tune for this. And I love those lyrics, man. It's pure Lemmy. Love it.
All right. Well, I love it, and I definitely love it even more than you. This is easily in my top five Motorhead of all time. I consider this life changing, life affirming. Uh, Fucking A. Filthy Animals back. And, nothing against Pete Gill, who did, a serviceable job on Orgasmatron. Uh, but he's not Filthy Animal and he's not Mickey D, you know? To me, for Motorhead, you need that drummer extraordinaire that fucking is as abrasive and powerful as Lemmy is on the bass. And to hear that come back again, it's like, fuck.
Man, I love Pete Gill. The Claw, that song rules. And also the stuff he did on No Remorse, like Snaggletooth and Locomotive. The guy's a beast.
Oh, no, I like him, don't get me wrong. He's no fucking Peter Criss. But to me, he's not on the same level as Filthy or fucking Mickey D.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there, but he's still awesome.
You know, um, but again, there's just something about this song, and I've kind of laughed and made jokes before about how there's certain songs that have affected you. Uh, like how you say certain Twisted Sister songs are like, yeah, this, is life affirming and this changed me. And there's part of me is like, okay, I like Twisted Sister, but god damn, this is some Fisher Price metal. This is some like silly shit. But
it
it
is,
affected you in a certain way.
but it is in retrospect, Ian. You got to put
Right.
yourself back then.
Right. No, 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 no.
It
And I'm doing
wasn't
that with
Fisher
this
Price
song though.
music back then. Looking back at Twist Sister, yeah, a lot of it is, I mean, they're not technically great, but it just spoke to me. And looking back
Oh,
now on Twisted Sister, SMF, and I Am on Me, I mean, I still hold those songs in high regard for what they've done.
oh. And that's how I am with this, and that's what I'm saying. It helps me see that. It's like even though those songs might not resonate the same way with me, I get the same feeling out of this song that, lyrically, this is no Bob Dylan shit. You know what I mean? This is
Yeah,
no,
it's better than Bob Dylan.
oh no, I agree. I agree. There's no. This is to me when I think about great lyrics. I think about Bon Scott, David Lee Roth, shit that grabs you on this basic level, but yet rings true. Um, and I loved it back then. I love it even more for a lot of reasons now. Personal reasons and just the way it is. But I get that same feeling when I hear you describe like how I'm me meant something to you. It's like I hear that song and I kind of snicker because I'm like, yeah, that means a lot to you. But then I'm like, well, how much different is this? But yet, what it means to me is the same thing. And to somebody just looking at it like, okay, there's nothing deep there, but there's this basic element that just like, god damn it, keeps you going. And I felt it when I was like 13 or whatever when I first heard this. And, then fast forward to my early 20s when I had a friend who, passed away at his own fucking hands, who was a huge Motorhead fan. And, I'll never forget. I bought him this on vinyl. I knew he was going through a bad time. I bought him this on vinyl, and he bought me a Live 2, an original pressing with, all the fucking accoutrements and everything that came with it, because he knew what a big Kiss fan I was and shit. But I don't know. There's just something about this. Whenever I get down, whenever I get like life is kicking my ass, I listen to this song and everything's better. Everything is better. And a lot of people might listen to this song and think it's okay. Yeah, there's nothing special about this shit. It's special to me. It's special to me when I hear this shit. I'm like, there's no woman worth getting upset about. There's no like other circumstances. It's like, you know what? At the end of the day, you've got rock and roll. It will save your soul. Fuck all this other bullshit. If that's the way it has to be, it ain't so bad. And you hear those lyrics and you hear this drumming. You hear the incredible guitar work from Wurzel and Phil Campbell. And to me, it very much harkens back to original Motorhead sound. Um, but everything about it is just fucking amazing. And to this day, if I catch myself slipping, and it's easy to do sometimes, you get caught in some fucking white people problems like, listen to this shit and snap yourself out of that fucking bullshit, out of that self pity fucking crap and realize like it ain't so bad. Rock and roll. I mean, this it's it's so simple. It's almost fucking wrong. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. I can never listen to the song and be sad or feel sorry for myself or be a pouty bitch. I can only listen to this thing and like pull yourself up by the fucking bootstraps, fucking deal with it, move on. A lot of people got it worse than you. You got rock and roll, motherfucker. You know, you got Motorhead. Quit crying, you fucking bitch. And I love that. And I never hear this song and it's not powerful and it's not empowering. Um, like I said, anytime I catch myself slipping, like, listen to this, bitch, you're all right. You're going to be all right. And that's what the song is all about, man. And musically, lyrically, everything. This is, whew, it's powerful, man. It's moving. I love it. I fucking love it. Let's go to the next song. What the fuck's the next song? Eat the Rich. The song that got me into Motorhead because I never would have bought this album if it wasn't for the video for this. Um, it was on the soundtrack to the movie. Um, and I still need to watch it, which is funny. I mean, Lemmy, I know Lemmy's in the movie. I don't know if the rest of the band is. They might be in a performance aspect.
Yeah,
Uh,
I own it. I have it on DVD. Yes, they play. What is it they play in the? I forgot what song they play, but they do play a Motorhead song during the movie.
okay. Well, I love English comedy. I mean, I'm a huge Monty Python fan. I mean, that's going to come into the album later.
Then you'll definitely like this movie. It's got that Monty Python vibe. You know, there's a
Yeah.
scene with Lemmy and Paul McCartney. That alone
Yeah.
is worth seeing. Ron
you
Wood
know,
is in the movie too. I mean, not Ron Wood. Bill Wyman's in the movie.
yes. Yes, I knew Bill Wyman was in it. But no, I love it. Um, I love British humor. I definitely need to check it out. Um, but this is the one I saw the video for this and I was like, this is fucking killer. And again, it was so different for me. This kid who loves fucking, Kiss Asylum and, uh, Cinderella Night Songs. That was like everything to me. Those two albums, were like everything. But then I heard this and I was like, okay. I knew some fucking Metallica. I had Master of Puppets. I had Among the Living and shit like that, but this was kind of a different beast. But I was like, I don't give a fuck. I remember, buying the cassette. I knew they were on an independent label and all this shit, but I was like, that song's so fucking cool. I gotta have it. What do you think of Eat the Rich?
Um, I like it, but it's my least favorite song on the album
Wow.
because I fucking hate slide guitar. Hate it. And
Wow.
there's another song, but I mean, the slide guitar part is the thing that makes it my least favorite because as a song, it's good. It's a little goofy, with the hash brown and bacon strips. I like the way that you lick your lips. No fooling, I can see you drooling. I mean, it's cool. I love that. It's hokey, but I prefer lyrics like that over Bob Dylan. But in my defense, I love Bob Dylan's songs when they're done by other people. Have you ever heard Billy Joel do "To Make You Feel My Love"?
No.
Fucking gorgeous. And as I understand, because I'm not a big Bob Dylan guy, as I understand, that's a song Bob Dylan never put on an album. It's
I'm not even familiar with the song, and I'm a Bob Dylan fan.
Yeah, it's a song that's on none of the albums, but man, it's got like the lyrics are so awesome. I'll go crawling down the avenue. There's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love. It's just genius. And of course, you got All Along the Watchtower. The band
Yeah.
Heaven did Knocking on Heaven's Door way better than GNR. So yeah, I like a lot of Bob Dylan songs when they're performed by other people, but still, I prefer hash brown and bacon strips. The way I like the way that you lick your lips over. I'll go crawling down the avenue to make you feel my love. Though I love them both. Um,
Right.
it's not a bad song. I do like the song, but this album is so badass. that I put Eat the Rich at the very bottom because of slide guitar.
Wow.
Without slide guitar, you know, I'd like it a lot more. But even without slide guitar, I don't. I think every other song on here is better. I
Wow.
dig
All
it.
right.
Next song, Blackheart, right? Is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God, essential Motorhead right here, man. Amazing, amazing tune. You know, they can Motorhead can rewrite songs and make them just different enough to make them so fucking unique and awesome. And Blackheart is kind of like the unique song. Well, there's another one on here I would call a dark horse on this album, but Blackheart is pretty unique in a way that it sounds like Motorhead, but yet it's it's got its own zip code, is what I'm trying to say. I love Blackheart. What do you think?
Oh, I love it too, but to me, and probably not different, but I consider this totally like an album track. Like this is something like if I was setting the sequence for this album, I would put it on side two. Uh, and not necessarily, like it's a bad thing, but it's like doesn't grab me as much as the first two songs, but to me, it's like kind of those songs that are the glue that holds an album together. If that makes any sense. But I fucking love it. I love Blackheart.
By the way,
Kicks
it's the
ass.
favorite. It's Travis Parada's favorite song off the album.
Okay. Well, he's got some weird fucking theories, so but this is a good one. Hey, fuck it. If you love Blackheart, you're good with me. All right, I'll take the next one. Hold on here. Let me.
Stone Deaf in the USA.
Yes, Stone Death in the USA. I fucking love this song. Holy shit. Uh, I love what on the previous album, Stone Death Forever, which I love. Is probably my favorite track on Orgasmatron.
Love it.
Um, which is weird because I love Orgasmatron, the song. I fucking love it. I love it when they do it live. The first version I ever heard was the Sepultura. So I ain't gonna lie, I like the Sepultura version even better, which I know is blasphemy, but
No, no, I would agree with that.
but hearing Motorhead do it live, I've heard live versions of Motorhead doing that I like even better. But as far as studio versions, I like the Sepultura version better. But Stone Death Forever, probably my favorite on Orgasmatron. But then you get the Stone Death in the USA. I fucking love this. Um, and I love, Lemmy just saying what he loves about America, like the good and the bad. To me, if you listen to this, you hear like the irony and you hear the legitimate love. And this is the last album that uh, Lemmy recorded when he lived in England. After this, he moved to LA, lived there the rest of his fucking life. Um, but there had to be something that was like seductive and attractive. And yeah, I mean, I know some of that's like fucking, tax shit and all this stuff that people in England have to deal with. But at the same time, there's just something he loved about this country. And you hear it when you listen to this song. You just hear the joy and like, okay, I'm doing this in that city, I'm doing this in the other city, and the pros and cons, and I fucking love it. I love it. What do you think, Ralph?
Yeah. Yeah, album gets pretty fast starting here, man. Next few songs are pretty fast paced. And yes, Lemmy loved America. And yes, he was about to move to America when he wrote this song. And it's awesome. It's fucking fast. It's furious. And I don't mind the slide guitar on this one because it's not so dominant. Love it, man. I think it's an awesome tune. Next song, we flip the album over, is even faster. The Wolf. Wow, what a great song! And right there, it's like, hey, look, Filthy's back because that's total Filthy. Kicking off the song. I love the echoey, the wolf, 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 wolf. Awesome fucking song. I love the wolf. What do you think?
Well, I love it, but before I even get into Wolf, I got to talk about Blessing, um, which is amazing. I'm a huge Monty Python fan. Love Monty Python, the movies, the TV show, everything. This was recorded at a record studio that Michael Palin from Monty Python owned. And Lemmy asked him, like, hey, we're huge Python fans. Will you please, come in and do something? And Michael Palin asked him, he goes, what do you want me to do? And he goes, well, he goes, you did this like religious thing in the meaning of life. And he's like, okay, all right, got it. I'll do it. And that little bit is so fucking hilarious and awesome. And I bought this on cassette initially. So on cassette, this was a separate track. This was the last, track on side one. It was called Blessing. And I love this shit where Palin's going into it. He's like, he who created
All things.
all things. I love, dude, that pause is fucking amazing. Like, let him get perhaps another pair of trousers, but that little pause before he says, all things. I laugh every fucking time I hear it.
It's still
It's just,
funny, man. It's one of those
oh.
funny things.
and
They can
it,
afford at least one pair of trousers each.
let them get tenfold so they can get at least two pairs of trousers. And I mean, I don't, it's just so fucking, for a band that was this serious and had this great a rock and roll, Lemmy was a funny motherfucker, and had a great sense of humor. And I could only imagine, like, I would love to see the look on Motorhead's face while Palin's doing this, like them sitting in the booth and Palin's doing this and them just cracking up. I mean, that would be fucking amazing. It's a great bit. I love it. Um, but yeah, let's go into the Wolf. So the way I heard this, the Wolf is what's opening up the second side. Um, I'm kind of torn on the Wolf. Like, part of me is like, okay, it's an album track, and then the other part of me is like, this shit is fucking solid as fuck. It's like I don't see this being a single, but god damn, again, this is one of those songs like is the glue that holds the album together. And I just, I hear a track like this, I don't get it. Like, why does not everybody else hear what I hear when I hear this album? Like Motorhead's like, fucking Lemmy said, it's all right. He doesn't like the production. Phil Campbell's like, it's all right, not our best. It's like I see people being much harder on this album than they are on 1916 or fucking not bastards. What's the really what's the really bad Motorhead album?
March or die.
March or Die, March or Die. And even that, I mean, there's some shit I like on March or Die. Don't get me wrong. It's not shit the bed. Um, but to me, this album is so much better than those. But this is the one like people either don't talk about it or they're like, eh. But this is the fucking Wolf, like the Wolf, and then just everything kicks in. This fucking song kicks ass, man. I love this fucking track. All right, I'll take the next one. Traitor. Uh, Another slamming track. And to me, this would work great live. Um, I saw Motorhead 4 or 5 times. I don't think I've ever seen anything played live off this album.
Oh,
Any times I saw them.
well, I saw the tour, but I have such a diamond memory. On the 1916 tour, they played Traitor.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, I didn't see him live until Snake Bite Love was the first tour I saw him live on.
I'm not a big fan of that album.
I like it. I don't think it's the best, but I think it gets much too much hate for what it deserves. I think
I
it's
like
much better than
all the albums later on. I like that was the only one, and I'm not saying it's bad. I'm
right.
saying compared to all the other albums,
No,
that
I get that, but I love the title track. I love Dogface Boy.
no,
Uh,
Dogface Boys on Sacrifice.
no, whatever. It's that they were putting out one after another right around that era. I like them both. Um, but anyway, I remember liking Snake Bite Love more than most people. But yeah, no, I've never seen anything, even the title track, I've never seen played live. So that's fucking amazing. You got to see that. But Trader, man, Trader, uh, it's just Motorhead to the core. There's something aggressive and angry about it. It fits in good lyrically with Motorhead shit. Uh, I think it's an amazing track. What do you think, Ralph?
Trader rules, dude. Yeah, and just to go back, I remember seeing them play Dogs on the Rock and Roll tour, and just because you got the power, which was I think a B side for this album.
Yes. Yeah, well, there was an EP for Eat the Rich that had Cradle to the Grave and Just Because You Got the Power.
Yeah, just because you got the power lasted quite a few tours. Because I saw them do it on March or Die. I saw them do it in 1916, and I saw them do it on the Bastard tour.
Nice.
So it did last a while. But yeah, Trader is, again, man, another fast, killer fucking song. I love the the lyrics, and I'm sure you didn't know this, Ian, but Lemmy wrote this about you.
What?
Yeah, yeah. Lemmy, the whole thing about this song is people that liked Manowar at one time, and they
Oh.
turned back on Manowar, so therefore they're a traitor.
Well, the song's better than Manowar, I'll tell you that much.
You know what? I can't argue there,
I know.
but I can't say that in the Mofo group where I go there and I say that Manowar is better than Black Sabbath.
Yeah. Did you say Eric Adams is better than Dio?
No, no, that I mean.
No, okay. No, you don't.
Yeah, I mean it. All right. What's next after that?
Dogs.
Yeah, I saw him play this live. Mid-tempo tune. Stinky attitude. This one really has a bad attitude, you know. And it really has like this killer hook. The dogs, dogs, dogs. And you know, the musically, it's very hooky. That fucking awesome song. Love dogs. What do you think?
Oh, fuck yeah. I love this one. And this, again, like one I never saw him play live, but it just lends itself to it. It's like, fuck, why wouldn't you play this one live? Um, that fucking da 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 da. I mean, you nailed it. It's just classic Motorhead, and to me, it's like, this is the most like Motorhead sounding album, not containing the original lineup. I mean, yeah, you got, Filthy came back, but like guitar wise and everything, to me, like I could see Fast Eddie playing any of these songs and playing it like the same way. Where like later on, it was fully established, like, okay, yeah, Wurzel's there, but you can tell it's Phil Campbell steering the boat, and doing all this shit. But to me, these songs, like, Okay, what would Fast Eddie do if he was here? Much more than on Orgasmatron. Um, I fucking love this track. Love it. Uh, Man, I wish I would have heard it live. But we'll go to the next song, All For You. Um, my least favorite on the album. You got to pick one. There's got to be one. This is it. And I don't hate it. It isn't one like if I'm listening to the album, okay, I'm going to skip it. But this to me is the least flushed out. Uh, and one that sounds like, okay, this isn't classic Motorhead. I could see this on Orgasmatron. And again, I'm not shitting on Orgasmatron. There's songs I love on that. But to me, I see this fitting much better on Orgasmatron than I do on this album. Least favorite, but still dig it. What do you think, Ralph?
Love it. Uh, Most commercial. I would say it's. I mean, up to this point, because they got kind of commercial with "Love Me Forever" and all that shit. But and "Don't Let Daddy Kiss Me." Ooh, that
Ooh,
that was horrible. But
yeah.
up to this point, I would say I got mine from Another Perfect Day, and this song would be the most commercial Motorhead songs, and it does kind of stick out like a sore thumb, kind of like how "Walk Away" sticks out on Heaven and Hell, or "No Bone Movie" sticks out on
Ew.
Wizard of Oz. It
Yeah.
does stick out, but I love this song. I think it's great, man. I love, back then when, because I got mine. I love when Motorhead did some commercial type shit. And All For You is fucking awesome. I love this song. It's one of my favorites actually on here. All
All
right,
right.
I'll go to the last one. Save the Best for Last. This is definitely my favorite song off the album, Boogeyman. Song smokes, man. Love the lyrics. Riding shotgun in the new Trans Am, slide over for the boogie, man. What a song. This is, and that killer bass intro, slamming 100 miles an hour. And, what you say, Ian, when you end an album wanting more, this is one of those albums for me because Boogeyman is so killer. Definitely my favorite song off the album. And
Wow.
I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe it was Lemmy's favorite song off the album too.
Wow. Had no idea. This would be my second least favorite on the album. Um, I still don't hate it. I mean, I like it, but to me, I thought it was a weak way to end the album. Uh, that would be my one thing with the original release of this is the track listing and how shit's done. Um, I dig Boogeyman, but I don't think it's a closer. We're gonna come up. There's two bonus tracks that are pretty much synonymous with this album. Where if you buy the CD or everything, even though when I bought it initially, I had the cassette. Ralph, did you initially get this on cassette or vinyl?
Vinyl. And that's the picture you're looking at now. It's the vinyl I bought when it was new, and everybody in the band signed it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Who was the coolest one that you met?
Lemmy. You know what? They were all cool. Wurzel hurt me though, man. When he shook my hand, it was so fucking strong. It hurt me. Phil Campbell was probably the least talkative, but he was all right. Filthy was cool. He did not. I caught a drumstick from Filthy that night, and the drumstick didn't say his name or anything. So I asked him to sign it, and he said, "I don't sign drumsticks. I'll sign anything else." And then, when he was signing stuff, he looked at me and goes, "I'm sorry, I don't. I'm really sorry, I don't sign drumsticks. I hope you understand." I was like, "Sure, man, it's cool." But Lemmy, I've told the story before. Lemmy walks out with two hot chicks wearing Daisy Dukes, right? Walking toward the bus, and we stop him, right? and he's talking to us. He's signing our stuff. And I told Lemmy, I go, Lemmy, I saw your very first show in the USA with Hart and Blue Oyster Cult. And he goes, no, I was here with Hawkwind. And I felt like an idiot. And then he goes, but I totally remember that show. Yeah, it was in Miami. He goes, it was in Miami, right? I go, yeah, yeah. He goes, yep, I totally remember it. So he's talking to us with these two hot chicks. It's like, and he's talking to us for a while, and I'm thinking, fuck, man, doesn't let me want to get laid or something, you know? Then my friend Paul goes, hey, Lemmy, Zam Gopal rules Season of the Witch. I don't know if you're aware of Zam Gopal.
No.
Zam Gopal was a three-piece band from the 60s that Lemmy was the singer of. And they actually made a music video where they're performing on a boat. And I think Lemmy didn't like that album because Lemmy, right when he said that, he goes, all right, guys. Like he shook our hands and left. He didn't even reply to that. He was like, oh, God, you know? But
So where did you see this show at?
at the Button South in Hallandale, Florida, it was, after the show, we all stood outside waiting for them, and they all came out and they all were very social, very nice. Lemmy just was the last one to walk out with the two chicks, but man, did he take his time with us. He talked to us for a while, and these chicks, and he's talking to us, and these chicks like standing next to him wanting to get laid too. Fucking Lemmy, what a hero that guy was.
And who else played with him on that show?
That was Metal Church and Dangerous Toys, your band.
Oh, damn.
Yep. It was the Operation Rock and Roll tour. Remember that tour? It was
Wait a minute, wasn't that the 1916 tour though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's the 1916 lineup on that rock and roll album.
Right.
But
Oh, so you didn't see him on the actual? They didn't do a tour for rock and roll.
opening for Slayer.
Oh, okay.
That was the rock and roll tour. This was when I got that sign was 1916. But
Oh, I got you.
what it was Alice Cooper, Judas Priest, Motorhead, Metal Church, and Dangerous Toys.
Right.
But when they played Florida, they cut it in half where Judas Priest and Alice Cooper played up north. I don't know where. And then down here, we got Motorhead, Metal Church, and Dangerous Toys.
Awesome. Right on.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll take the next song. Cradle to Grave. Love this fucking song. How did this not make it on the fucking album? I have no idea, to quote Terrence. Man, this is just Motorhead through and through, and a very solid track. And I love everything that's on here. But there's a couple I could have took off here to put this one on, or at least not, added on to it. I fucking love Cradle to Grave. What do you think?
Fucking love it, man. It's the opening track on Decline of Western Civilization Part 2. And I own that on vinyl, and that brings Cradle to the Grave. And I love it, man. It's fast, furious. It's crazy fucking killer Motorhead tune. Absolutely love it. And then I love the next one too. Just because you got the power doesn't mean.
Oh, wow. I thought you hated this song.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
Well, whatever give you that impression, dude.
I thought this was one of the ones where like I don't like the bluesy numbers for some reason. I thought you didn't like this song.
Nah, I didn't like Whorehouse Blues. Some of the other bluesy.
Oh, you don't like Whorehouse Blues?
That one I didn't like. No.
Oh God.
Okay. But I love T for One from Led Zeppelin, and that's bluesy.
Right.
There are exceptions. Like I hate the bluesy songs on Zeppelin 1. Like You Shook Me and I Can't Quit You. Fuck those songs.
Oh.
But I love T for One. I love that song. And yeah, dude. This is one of those bluesy songs that I don't mind. That I like. And it was a song that's kind of weird how it didn't make the album because they kept playing it live for many tours after this
Yeah.
album.
I think out of any of the songs on this album, this one was played more than anything.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, you're right. This is a song that was played more than any song on rock and roll because it lasted tours after rock and roll. So yeah, I didn't see what was the album after Bastards? I think it was Overnight Sensation, was it?
Yeah,
Like that and Sacrifice, all those killer albums, they didn't come down here. They didn't come down here till Ozfest, whatever show that was.
yeah, that was Snake Bite Love. That's when I
Yeah,
saw him.
yeah, yeah, you went to that show, right? The West Palm Beach?
No, 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 no. That particular Ozfest was the first one that I didn't go to West Palm. That one played in Orlando, so I saw the Orlando show, and I think they headlined the second
Yeah,
stage.
they did.
Yeah.
Uh, I thought they destroyed every band, second stage and main.
Oh fuck yeah, they did.
They were
I
the
mean that.
best band there, man.
Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, that was my first time seeing Motorhead. Was the Snakebite Love tour on Ozfest, and then I caught them like four more times after that. I think I've seen them total like five times.
Right.
Um, but oh my god, and again, maybe that might be the same way this album's so special to me. Maybe that's why I don't hate Snakebite Love the way most people do. Um,
I don't really
because
hate it. I just don't think it's as strong as the others.
no, and I would agree. I would totally agree. I think we all agree. Like, the least, uh, Motorhead album is March or Die. You know, I don't think that's any fucking stretch or anybody would consider that a hot take.
And
And then
it's
there's,
funny, Ian. I was listening to March or Die like maybe 2 years ago. There's some great stuff on that album.
oh yeah, no, no, I agree, but I'm
That's
just
the
saying
riffing.
overall, like I'm used to Motorhead albums being so fucking solid,
Yeah.
but that one, it's like, oh, and
That
you
one,
just hear.
to me, it sounds like record company pressure.
Oh yeah, but I feel the same way about 1916, and a lot of people fucking love that one, and I'm like, I don't know. There's some songs like "No Voices in the Sky" or "I'm So Bad, Baby, I Don't Care." I mean, to me, that's some of the best shit they ever did. But um, there's other songs I'm just like, and it just sounds kind of polished to me. Where like I love some raw fucking Motorhead, you know?
Well, I agree with you 100%, man. I mean, 1916 and March or Die is major like you were saying, oh, they're not on a major label, fuck them. Well, major labels fucked up Motorhead, you know?
Oh yeah, and that's when they went to Sony, and uh they got a lot of radio play off of No Voices in the Sky because that's when, Sony and shit. But it and that's kind of the weird thing is like as much as I love this album when it came out, I didn't get 1916 when it came out, which is weird. But then again, I was very young. I mean, when I got this album, I was probably what, like 12 or 13, and then by the time 1916 came out, I was listening to much more thrash. I was still listening to cock rock. I ain't gonna lie, but I was much more into thrash, and this was kind of a weird middle period. But after seeing these guys live, I mean, that was all she wrote. You know, and I'll get into it with the pick of the week is the one that really solidified, like, oh my god, this is a top tier band for me. But yeah, seeing them at Ozfest, I was just like, holy fuck, you know.
Your pick of the week is a Motorhead album?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I think I've picked before, but I want to pick it again because I don't think it gets enough attention. But anyway, let me go into the last track just because you got the blues. Love it. A fucking epic track. I mean, amazing. And this is one of those kind of like epic Motorhead tracks, but I couldn't see him doing this with Fast Eddie Clark. Either it wouldn't have been done or it would have been done differently. And 9 times out of 10, I'd be like, oh, that's for the better. But this is something to me like when I hear this, I specifically think about not only the Phil Campbell era, but the Wurzel era. And the guitars going back and forth on this and the bluesiness of it. This is something, this is definitely like to my ears, Motorhead Mach 2, Motorhead, progressing a little bit. They definitely progressed on, Another Perfect Day with Robo, whatever the fuck his name is. But like with this to me is particular to this lineup, this era. Um, but amazing. And it's considered kind of a throwaway. I think a lot of Motorhead fans know this song, but it wasn't like officially on the album. Of course, if you buy it now, you're going to get the deluxe edition. You're going to have all this. But this, to me, is how the album should have ended. I love Boogeyman, not as much as you, but I love it. But to me, this is like, okay, this isn't a fucking album closer. Um, just fucking amazing. I love it. Uh, and there you go. That is our review. This album was released when? August 1987. I don't even have a date. This was their last one with GWR Records. Um, their first one was Orgasmatron, or I don't know. Maybe No Remorse might have been on GWR too. Produced by Motorhead and Guy Bidmead. I know Lemmy Bitch said they should have got a better producer, that he was more of an engineer and not a producer. I tend to disagree. I think it sounds more like basic, like how I like Motorhead. I'd definitely take this over Ed Stasiman, who's a much more established producer, did 1916. So what the fuck do I know? Anyway, it's just a very special album to me. Always makes me think about discovering Motorhead. Makes me think of my buddy Matt, who's no longer here with us. Um, Amazing, and a great example of how awesome the Wurzel era was. That I think is very overlooked. Um, I don't know, man. It's just so happy to talk about this. Happy you were like, okay, yeah, let's do rock and roll. It's fucking Motorhead, man. Any closing statements, Ralph?
Yeah. What did Bobby Gustafson say about me?
He said he loves you.
That's awesome.
Yes. So just a little, coming soon, Hideous Sun Demon. Little joke my dad used to tell. So there was a post about this new band, Category 7, which Ralph and I are both in agreement on. We're disappointed in, even though we loved a lot of people that have participated in it. But my main thing with this is what the fuck's the dude's name? Mike Orlando, guy from Adrenaline Mob and some other fucking shitty fucking. He's been like in 6 different shitty fucking bands. Anyway, this is his brainchild. He wrote all the songs, and from the videos we saw, I'm like, I like it till it's to him, and then it's like too much Ingve, like kind of shitty stuff. Doesn't really serve the song well. And I made a post about it, like, he's all too like Ingve when he should be more like Bobby Gustafson. And Bobby saw the post and thanked me for it and wrote me a nice message. And I said, hey, I do a show with Ralph Vieira. And he's like, I love that guy. I love him. Ralph, he's got a really big dick. I was like, yeah, that's Ralph.
Now that insults me. He obviously is talking about somebody else because I'm hung like a belly button.
Well, maybe he caught you on a good night. I don't know. But anyway, Bobby's going to be on the show here soon. We're just trying to figure out the logistics So coming up soon, we're gonna have a great episode with Bobby Gustafson. But he's a big fan of Ralph. He'll probably hate me, but hey, there you go. But I want to say a big thank you to Ralph for doing this episode. We get to talk about him I like for a fucking change. And I want to say, man, Ralph's been dealing with a lot of shit lately, and for anybody who's like, oh, the episodes, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it might not be my fault that we haven't been doing a lot, but god damn, Ralph's been going through some fucking shit. Physically, mentally, a lot of shit. And you're lucky you get this stuff. So quit your bitching. But I love you, Ralph. I hope shit works out for you. And
Well,
coming
thank
soon.
you, Ian. I love you too. I love you like Bobby Gustafson loves me.
That's a lot. That's a lot. He digs you.
Yeah,
All right. Well, now it's time to go into pick of the week. Ralph, you got a pick of the week?
I sure do.
Ooh,
I sure do.
what you got?
It's a Motorhead album.
Ooh, nice.
I ordered it the other day because this deluxe version's been out forever, and it comes in like a book with 4 vinyl in it.
Damn.
Another perfect day.
Nice.
We have reviewed it for anybody out there. Check out the review. Ian doesn't
Yep.
like back at the funny part,
I
which is
was just gonna say it, but you beat me to it. Yeah, not a
which is
fan.
which is funny. Um, I'll never forget the first time I heard anything from this album. Back in the day, there used to be on the radio on Sunday nights the new music hour. They would play songs, that are from new, and then they played "I Got Mine," and I was, what the fuck? What is this? This ain't Motorhead. But for some reason, I still liked it. I was like, wow, Motorhead's trying to be different. And I was thinking maybe the whole album's like this, which no, it's not. But what an album. Very grossly underrated. But
Oh yeah.
also it's one of those albums that was very hated at the time, but has grown into a cult classic. Like there's a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of people that swear by this album that say that this is the greatest Motorhead album. I
No,
believe.
I get that because when I really like went back into Motorhead and checked everything out, I was kind of the same way. Like I didn't hate it, but I'm like, there's something wrong here. And now I listen to it, I'm like, no, there's something right here. This shit's awesome. But
Fuck
yeah,
yeah.
first listen, it was a little disjointed to me.
But yeah, it's a slamming album. And I like the fact that they made many videos for this album.
Yeah.
And weird thing, they re-recorded Rocket on a later album. I think it's
Right.
on Bad Magic. I'm not sure. But yeah, man. Another perfect day. Great album. Very term there was a lot of problems at the time. He had Robbo in shorts and he refused to play the classic. Yeah, they didn't play Ace of Spades on that tour. They did play a couple songs off Iron Fist, but most of that tour was all, they basically did this whole album, which is
Yeah, it was
great.
like when Sammy joined Van Halen.
Right,
It was-
exactly.
yeah.
Bravo was a problem. He had pink hair. He wore like a little headband and little
Yeah.
shorts. He was like the total anti Motorhead, image. But my God, does he fucking kick ass on that fucking album? I mean, that album is relentless, relentless, awesome album. Yeah, I would probably put it in my top 5 of favorite Motorhead albums.
Nice.
Another perfect day, Motorhead, my pick of the week.
All right. Well, I got two, which always pisses Ralph off.
Yeah, but
But
I'm only playing one of them. Okay.
there you go. There you go. My first pick of the week is this album. I think more people need to check this out. But Ralph's already played tracks from this album. When you're hearing this, so yeah, you already need to know. You'd already know if you haven't heard this. Fucking check it out. But I would say the one album that's so special to me, even though No Sleep to Hammersmith, in hindsight, is the better album. Everything Louder Than Everyone Else. That was the album that solidified me as a Motorhead fan. After seeing them on the Snakebite Love tour, um, that was the album they put out after that, and I was like, man, they were so good live. I bought that, and I was just like, wow, wow, and especially for like a band in the later stages, that album is so fucking good, and there's a great mix of older Motorhead shit, newer Motorhead shit. Uh, just a great representation of Motorhead in the late '90s. Um, and it's fucking amazing. Recorded in Germany. It might have been at Wacken. I'm not sure. I know it was recorded in Germany. But god damn, is that fucking album good. Um, you will not be disappointed. And that's one I would recommend. Like, hey, if you're on the fence, you know, and you don't want to get that live album, Everything Louder Than Everybody Else. It is fucking just mind-blowingly awesome. And it's live, unlike Kiss, and unlike how Sammy Hagar should be live. It's live. It's fucking amazing. All right, well now it's time to go into fan of the week, and man, unfortunately, fan of the week this week has passed away. Uh, I was hoping to get this in before Mother Nature took its toll. Richard Simmons died.
Oh, I love Richard Simmons. He was a good soul, man.
I'll tell you what, Richard Simmons is kind of the opposite of Ralph and I. Richard Simmons liked to help people. Where Ralph and I are like, fuck you. You get what you fucking deserve.
Hey, man, I just sent $200 to somebody that was in need. So
Okay, well that's you, not me.
I'm like Richard Simmons. I am given and I'm a homo.
Yeah, I'm not like Richard Simmons because I'm fat and straight. Um, but you know what? Sometimes people die who actually help people. He did help people. I mean, we help people too. We help people listen to good fucking music. Well, depending on what episode you listen to. But god damn it, Richard Simmons. I gotta say it, man. I gotta tilt my hat to that little fruitcake. You know. And nobody else paid for this episode. I just picked it out, so
So he
I
was
figured,
a fan of ours.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I get it. We talk about a lot of like male testosterone fucking tracks here, and male bands. But it doesn't matter that he was gay. It matters that he tried to help people.
See,
And
I didn't know Richard Simmons was a fan, but I did know Shannon Doherty was a fan of ours. And that's fucked up. You didn't mention her, and you mentioned Richard Simmons instead.
yeah, but she's a bitch, dude. She's a bitch. Richard Simmons.
No. Correction. She was a bitch.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. What did Shannon Doherty ever do for anybody? Not a fucking thing.
She would share our episodes on social media.
No, she didn't. Richard Simmons did.
Yeah.
Richard Simmons helped people. He reached out. He said, "Hey, how can I help your fat ass?" Mark Alden Taylor. You know, um, but Shannon Doherty didn't do fucking jack squat. So I'm dedicating this shit to Richard Simmons.
Hey, man, and rest in peace, Shelley Duvall.
Yeah, she was a fucking fruitcake too.
I loved her, man.
I will say she's the best olive oil in the fucking world.
Was there ever any other one except the cartoon one?
No. No. And the funny thing is the cartoon olive oil was based on Shelley Duvall.
Was it?
Yeah.
Before she was born, huh?
Yep.
Interesting.
But the weird thing, you ever seen Robert Altman's Nashville? She's actually not bad looking.
No, I never saw it.
Yeah, but everything after that, what a fucking fugly chick, man.
Yeah, man. God bless her. The way she
No,
held
I mean,
that
she's
cigarette,
dead. I feel bad for her and all, but ugh,
the way that she held that cigarette in The Shining with the ashes all the way, that takes talent.
that's the best. That's the best. She's in the
Like,
fucking Shining. That's all you need to know. The poor thing, what Stanley Kubrick did to her.
oh
Ugh.
yeah, treat her like shit.
But you
Jaws,
know what? Got a great performance out of it.
Jaws and The Shining are my two favorite movies of all time.
Fucking a right. All right. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and to let us know, send your money to me. You know, let me know that you're worried about Ralph and you want him to feel better. Send it to me. Send me a new box set.
I would feel so much better if you all send Ian money, please. I need to feel better, so PayPal him right now.
I'm kidding. All we need is a healthy fucking Ralph so we can do more of these fucking episodes to upset all the fucking snowflakes out there.
Yeah,
Uh, I want to thank Ralph for doing this. I know you're still in a great deal of pain, and not right up there where you're usually at, but man, you still did it. And I hope y'all appreciate that shit, man. This dude's in a lot of fucking pain and still putting out episodes to make your ass smile. So hats off to Roy Harper and Ralph Vieira.
yeah, and I gotta say, doing all this stuff, my YouTube channel and this podcast, it gets my mind off things, so it does help me doing these episodes. It, gets kind of like, it it deters me from the bullshit that is my life now. My life is horrible. I have a really bad life, and I do good things for good people, and I don't deserve this, but whatever. I can't help but complain at times. It's human nature, but I don't think any human's gone through what I've gone through. In only 7 months, I've been to the hospital 3 times, and I'm about to go again. So, yeah, man, shit like this gets my mind off of things. And I want to thank you, Ian. I want to thank Charlie Hill. I want to thank Josh Carlson, Travis Pirato, and all the good people out there. I want to thank Mark Alden Taylor. I don't know why. No, Mark Alden Taylor has been texting me and hoping I'm okay. So I applaud that Hagar fan. And
Yeah,
I want to thank Bushy for being a straight up faggot.
I will say Mark Allen Taylor is texting me a lot too. He said, "Hey, if Ralph doesn't make it, you know, and you
I
need a partner."
Yeah. If Ralph doesn't make it, please let me join the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast, and I guarantee I'll sink your show faster than Sammy Hagar sunk Van Hagar.
All right. Well, if you enjoyed this episode, come back next week.
Next week.
Maybe, hopefully. We'll see what's going on. We're either going to have Bobby Gustafson here or we're going to talk about something else that kicks ass or a Man of War album. You never know. But find out right here at the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast.
Bobby Gustafson loves me. Schmack a